Get your ass in and let's ride. Make it thick, round and juicy.
With your host, me, myself, Camilo. We have different ways you can tune in and watch the actual show. You can go to palmbeachradio.com, click watch. You can watch the live stream. We do actually live stream this. We also can do it on Facebook at Palm Beach Radio. If you type in Palm Beach Radio in the search section, you can find us as well. Today we're going to talk about getting out of the infamous friend zone, whether or not it's possible or if it's just a myth. Can't wait. I'm so excited. We have two very special guests. We have Juliana Bell, and we also have Paulie on the show. And I look forward to you guys listening. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. Thank you so much. Talk to you guys soon.
Get your ass in and let's ride. Come on, let's ride. Come on, let's get high. Come on, girl, let's ride.
And we are live with PalmBeach.fm. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Today we're going to have a very special conversation about the friend zone and all that jazz. I'm very excited. Thank you so much. We got Paulie.
What's going on?
We got Juliana in the house. What's up, what's up, what's up? Paulie, tell us a little bit about you.
I'm originally from New York. I've been down here for about 11 years now. Currently work in Monroe's, Palm Beach. Pretty much that's it, man. I just work a lot.
How old are you?
Focus. 27 years old.
Okay. Do you have a girlfriend or no?
No, not currently.
Damn.
Yeah. Actually, I'm doing pretty good with it. So
Yeah?
yeah,
You like
can't
a single
complain.
life?
Yeah, can't complain about
It's
it.
much easier.
Yeah, way easier. No headache.
Yeah,
no headache
sure
at
you
all.
You got to worry about nothing.
Nothing, man. Nothing.
J-Bill, how many boyfriends do you have?
Right now, none, thank God. I'm 25. I work at Monroe's also. I'm a student. I work a lot.
Monroe's is a strip club, just for the people who don't
I
know.
bartend, to clarify.
She bartends.
to
Yeah.
clarify.
She's not a dancer.
Yeah, I dance sometimes.
Yeah,
You dance
Polly
sometimes,
dances
yeah.
on the weekends.
Yeah, sometimes.
That's how he makes the most money.
Yeah.
So yeah, you work in Monroe's and you go to school.
Mhm.
What do you go to school for?
I'm going to school to be an X-ray tech.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
And you don't have a boyfriend.
No.
And how old are you?
25.
Do you want to have a boyfriend?
No.
Okay, so you're chilling too.
Yes.
Damn, you guys are so
I
savage.
barely have enough time to see my friends and
So
family right now.
That'd be savage these days.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like you
I've
can't.
been there, done that. Time
Yeah.
for savage life.
I feel like you got to worry about yourself first before you could even get into anything. To be honest with you, so
I would agree with
Yeah.
that 100%.
You
You
know,
have to be
like,
happy with yourself.
You
before can be
gotta,
happy with
yeah,
others.
you gotta have your stuff together, and really be happy with who you are and where you're at. in life
absolutely
Right.
Before you really worry about somebody else.
right.
Juliana, I have an awesome question for you.
Oh boy.
What do you like physically about a guy? 3 things.
Okay. Smile,
I like that.
eyes,
Okay.
and they can't be shorter than me.
How tall are you?
5'10".
Damn.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shorter guys out
So
there.
I have limited
5'10".
options.
Yeah, and then when you wear heels, you're like
I
dunking
don't.
on people. You don't wear heels.
Nope.
Good news, guys.
Converse and Vans.
Okay, so you
And
don't wear
Nikes.
heels. And Dickies.
Nikes.
Okay. I was
Oh,
like, those
wow.
aren't shoes. But okay. And Nikes, okay. So you kind of always dress down.
Well, no, I can wear dresses with Converse. I think I like it. I do
Yeah.
that a lot. I
Whatever.
do it a lot.
Not we're not talking about fashion, so I'll let that slide.
Yeah.
But for now. What about emotionally? What do you like in guys?
They have to be generally happy because I'm a pretty happy person, I think.
Okay, it's positivity
They
for sure.
definitely have to be funny because they have to be able to handle sarcasm because that's me.
I've noticed that, yeah,
If you can't handle it, just don't talk to me because you're gonna hate me.
for sure.
Like absolutely.
So positivity, sarcasm.
And funny,
Okay,
if that counts.
that doesn't, but I'll take it. And Polly,
I
what do
guess
you like physically?
Nice.
Nice. Well, that's a dumb answer.
Physically.
Duh, nice. I wanted to be a fucking asshole.
Well, like
Good.
girls date assholes. I have.
Sure, for sure.
That's true. Those are facts.
Do you think girls date nice guys, Polly?
No, not no, not at all. I feel like there's an age
Yes.
bracket for that. I feel like they don't really
have
go
to
to
get
nice
old
guys
first.
until nothing works for them and they're finally hitting like 30s and they're like, oh shit, I need settle down.
I need to tighten up.
I need
for
a
sure.
good guy now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely feel like it's an age barrier
They're
for
done
that.
being savage.
Yeah,
They're ready for
I could agree to
Without a
that to
doubt.
some extent for sure, because they learn themselves.
Oh,
and they learn
yeah.
that. Well, I mean, sometimes people don't, but I think that if you're savvy enough as a person in general, you learn your emotions and you learn yourself, and you start
Right.
to realize patterns, and you start to realize, this is not working for a reason. Maybe I need to go outside of my comfort zone, go for some. And you got to know too. It's like you have to be responsible, right? So it's like let's really talk about this because this is a really good subject, and I think a lot of guys are curious about it. So what really is a nice guy? Like, have you ever really thought about it? What makes a guy be that stereotypical nice guy that never gets a girlfriend and he always finishes last, that kind of deal? What I've come to the conclusion of is that the nice guy is the guy who compliments a lot, does a lot for you, and expects nothing in return. Now, the asshole guy is the guy who puts his foot down, doesn't really put up with a lot of shit. That's the guy who gets laid the most because girls respect that. But you can find a balance, right?
Yes.
It just has to be an equal investment. So that if I'm doing something nice for Juliana, or if, a girl's doing something nice for Polly has to then in turn do something nice back. And not, like, if I give you a lollipop every single day and you didn't give me shit, right? 2 weeks go by, and then you don't get that lollipop, you're going to be pissed at me because I didn't give you a lollipop. You're like, well, where's my lollipop? What's wrong? What's going on? I've conditioned you to be that way. See, a lot of guys, they get really upset, and they're like, this girl, I dated her for like 2 years, and she treated me like shit. You let her treat you like shit for 2 years, right? You let her do that. You didn't put your foot down. That's what separates the nice guy from the asshole. The asshole will put his foot down and say, well, if you don't like it, then I'm leaving. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
That's the guy who gets laid. That's the guy who, girls go after because he has boundaries, he has limits, he has morals, he has standards, and he'll stick by them. It's kind of like parenting. You see parents and they let their kids get away with shit, and then
And
they
their
complain
kids
that
are
my kid's a
terrible.
hard ass and that they're fucking terrible and blah, blah, blah. Well, you're not correcting it. Same thing. It's same thing in relationships. But that's really good. Yeah, so you can be nice. Just put your foot down and don't let girls get away with shit. And vice versa. Don't let guys get away with shit. So many times I see in relationships where the guy's like, my girlfriend, or my boyfriend, the girl says, my boyfriend always goes out. He never invites me. Why are you letting him do that if he makes you uncomfortable, And a lot of times it comes to you because they're scared, right? They don't want to lose nobody. So they play that fear factor to where they don't want to actually push forward because they don't want to lose you. But in the end, why are you going to be in a relationship if you're not happy in the first place?
So true.
Exactly.
It's
So
tough.
true.
But Paulie, what do you like physically about a girl?
Physically,
Tits, ass, vagina.
actually, you know what? I'm really not a tit guy. Honestly, I'm about the ass all day. I mean, to me, that's just like, that's prime time. For sure, number one, hands down. You gotta have a pretty face. You know,
Okay.
I'm looking at you. We're talking, conversating a lot. You know, and then crazy enough, but the feet. If you got like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta have
Nice
like
feet.
good, nice feet, because it makes. If you have nice feet, then I feel like you take care of yourself.
I agree.
You know.
Sure.
So
You
it's
got that
like.
from Jimmy.
I was give Jimmy a shout out for that. But yeah, those are my 3 top things.
I would agree, because so many times I see girls like they wear like flip flops and their like toes aren't painted or like they're chipping
Or jacked
away.
up.
Yeah. And then you just think like she doesn't care about herself. She doesn't love herself.
Right.
She needs Jesus.
I don't want. Yeah. Yeah. She probably
No,
smells
I would agree.
too.
I actually haven't heard that yet, so that's very good. I think feet are very important.
Big time.
Yeah,
Big
for
time.
sure.
It's crazy. I look at that like honestly. I look at either that or the face first. It's weird, and then I go as I got older now because those are my top things, and then I go for the ass. So,
Then you
if I
go
could
for the
say,
ass.
if I could say it like that.
Turn around now.
Yeah.
What about emotionally? What do you like in a girl?
I would say communication for me is a big emotional part, and I feel like that's something that's huge. That kind of puts the boundaries on everything. If you could communicate and be open, that, you know, the emotions go from there, along with time as well. So for me, that's my core.
Communication?
Communication, hands down.
What else? Give me 2 other things.
I would say someone that can, you know, put their guard down, you know, especially been hurt. You know, so many girls today, like, they've been hurt, so they're guarded. So they're not giving you their 100% if you are, or, you know, they're doing some, you know, shady things behind closed doors because of their issues on, you know, trust and so far and so on. Pretty much that. Someone that could be just open.
Sure.
I feel like.
Sure. That makes sense. Those are pretty practical things that you could ask for. Not too much, which is good.
Oh, I agree.
Where do you feel, Paulie? Okay, so you're. I'm sure you still talk to girls. No?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Good. Okay, just making sure. Some guys are like, no, I'm not interested in that right now.
Be real. Like, if I'm single, we could all be friends.
Sure.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
What do you feel is, you know, a sticking point for you as far as like, if there's one thing that you can just magically know more about, like, how can I get her to hang out, or, you know, even if it's how can I get her to my house, or what do I say when I first meet a girl, what do you think is your hardest point to where you have a hard time getting past that barrier?
You know,
You think it's the initial interaction, or is it the after?
I think the initial interaction is the most common one, and it's probably number one, just because it's you want to kind of, first impressions are everything, no matter what, whether we're talking about this or we're talking about jobs, whatever the case may be. It's definitely what you say from the get-go, or however you let that come to you. Once it's past that, for me at least, then it's smooth sailing from there.
Juliana, have you ever had someone like say something like to kind of knock you off your feet when they first met you, besides me and Paulie?
Well, considering I bartend, I hear a lot of things.
Oh yeah, that's the magic of it.
So, but no, it doesn't. Stuff like that doesn't work. Like, you have to be more real in the beginning. If you like try to do a line, or like you're just like trying
so we
to
could all just say
compliment.
that pickup lines just don't work.
No.
Not anymore.
No.
It's too like cliche to say like, oh, you swept me off my feet because you said something like.
Yeah.
I feel like
That doesn't happen. I gotta know you first. Like,
Sure.
I can't just meet someone and be like, no.
I feel like girls more or less will turn you down more coming off with a pickup line than coming with some generic or
Absolutely.
straightforward.
It's possible.
These days.
It's possible. Yeah, a lot of the things that the interaction is based way more off of what you say, just from what they've studied. It has to do with body language, right? How I approach you, eye contact, smiling. If you saw me before I approached you and who I was with before I approached you also comes into play.
Yeah.
So they did a study with something called pre-selection. Pre-selection means that you're wanted by other women. That is a genetic attraction trigger for most women, and it's been handed down since the caveman days. And the reason why that is, they say, is because back in the day, let's say you had 5 women, 5 men, because there's an equal amount of men and women. So you have 5 girls that you can get with. 2 are too old, 1's too young. So you're left with 2 women. If you fail with one, this one tells her, and now pretty much your genetics are fucked. So you die, and you don't reproduce because these 2 girls don't want to talk to you because they've decided that you're inferior based off of what that girl said. Right? Girls talk.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
So now let's put it this way. Let's say there's 20 women. Okay? You have an option now from 10. Okay? 5 of those women are exactly in the range where you could reproduce. They're old enough. They look good. If you get this girl, automatically now they all know that you're not weird. You know, you fit those criterias to be a potential suitor. So you can replicate with him now. Okay? So now all those girls have interest in you. Initial interest doesn't mean they're trying to like sleep with you constantly. But I don't know if you ever noticed, like when you get a girlfriend, all of a sudden all the girls
always.
That's called pre-selection. That's why it works that way. So if you're inside a club or a venue, library, whatever the hell, and you, Paulie, let's say there's like 4 girls next to you. They're all laughing. All their attention is on you. Laughing, joking, whatever. You say, I'm going to be right back. Go to the bathroom. Juliana saw you from the bar laughing with all these girls, having a great time. They're all hugging up on you and laughing and whatever. You approach her. It's easier now for you to approach her because you've already had the pre-selection. Now, that's not saying Juliana's going to be like, this guy, right? She's going to be like, oh my God, this guy's so handsome. That's for you to do by talking to her. Because a lot of times women love with their ears more than their eyes. And it's opposite for guys. Guys love more with their eyes than their ears. It's more physical. It's like 80% is emotional for women, 20% is physical, and vice versa.
Right, yeah.
And this is just a bland statistic that they've come up with. Obviously, it varies. There are some statistical anomalies. A lot of girls will be like, that's not true. I think it's like 30, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But this is obviously just for the people at home that are listening. It's just a statistic. It's not fact. It's not set in stone.
Right.
But it helps because that's really what it's about, is playing the statistics. So that being said, it makes it way easier for you to talk to Juliana because now you have women around you who actually she sees they're enjoying you. And she may be interested in that. Some girls will be interested in that initially, but they'll talk themselves out of it because they assume that you're a player. Now, there have been times where I have approached women, like, right off the bat, and I've had that where I've had girls around me. I always try to go out with girls whenever I can. But in those scenarios, you know, sometimes a girl will go to you and say, oh, my God, you're a player, I could tell. Or you're a ladies' man, huh?
Yep.
The best response to that is always just agree with it, right? That's the best. You don't want to fight it. Just, yes, I'm a player, I'm the worst. Right? That actually builds interest, believe it or not, because now the girl wants to know more about you. I'm a player, I'm the worst. You don't want to talk to me. Bad news. I love bad boys. Oh, my God. Right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Julian's like, I hate bad boys. I like good Christian boys.
I'm an angel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Thanks. I didn't have to say it. Thank you.
Absolutely not.
So, yeah, I agree with you. A lot of times the guys do have the hardest time in the beginning. Just for the fact that, one, she has to let you in. Because a lot of times girls have that shield up. Like, you go up and they're like, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I'm a lesbian. You know, my dad's sitting right there. What are you doing? I would love to hear that. That'd be awesome. The thing is that how do you get past that? Now, why do they have that? Do you know, Juliana, why they have that in the beginning where they're just like, I'm not interested. They won't even get to know the guy.
I think it really depends because if you're out, you go out for different reasons. Like if I go out with my friends for like like just walk away. I work in one. I've done it. It's never worked.
You found that one guy many times. I always find that one guy. From what I think is, this is how us in the social dynamics field, the science field, have broken this down on why girls are bitches in the beginning. And it comes down to this, and you'll kind of understand why. So the girl that has, and I'm going to use a number scale based off of, so you guys can, on 7, okay, 1 to 10, she's a 7. A typical girl who's a 7, you can picture whoever you want, I don't care. She gets hit on about 1,000 times a year if she's an active social person. She goes out, she has a good time, she goes to Publix or the supermarket, wherever, or the deli or a park. She stays social, she stays active. She can get hit on close to 1,000 times. Now, Paulie, say this. Let's say I always ask you for money, right? And it's been about 2-3 months. Every time you see me, I'm like, hey, Paulie, let me get $1, bro. You're like, no, I'm not going to give you $1. You know, or a homeless guy goes up to you. Right when the homeless guy goes up to you, you're usually like, I don't got no money. You don't even let him talk, right? Same thing that works for girls. Girl gets hit on 1,000 times a year, so you're the homeless guy now. You go up to the girl, she's like, I don't have any money. I have a boyfriend, right? So they condition themselves that way. Guys condition them to be that way because they automatically assume that you're going to hit on them. Now, how do you get around that, right? Because the second you go up to a girl, she automatically assumes that you're interested in her, right? I have a secret. I know how it's done. I know how it's done, Polly. You don't have to ask. I already know. Do you want to stand?
Okay.
Good.
Do I need this?
Yeah.
This is perfect. This is role play. This is when it gets interesting.
Okay. Bring in the whips.
Action.
All right.
Oh,
So,
boy.
typical guys. Okay. I'm kind of off screen for a second, but just work with me, guys. Typical guys will walk up to you, Juliana, this way, right? Immediately, you're gonna feel like, get out of my face, right? Now, there's a way to get around that. So, if say Juliana's standing there, right? If I talk to her this way, I'm showing disinterest. This is bad body language to her. Showing disinterest.
I probably wouldn't even know you were talking to me.
Well, I'm going to look at you when I talk, obviously. And if you don't know that I'm talking to you, that's fine because I'll talk until you actually listen, which is a really good thing to do. So if a girl's like, what? Just keep talking, and she'll eventually hear what you said.
What'd you say? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, most of the time when people say what, they actually heard what you said, but they just have this weird thing where they want you to repeat yourself anyways. So just keep talking.
Sometimes people say
I
things
hate
I just
that.
want them to
Yeah.
repeat it so I know that's
Yeah.
actually what they said because I don't hear everything
you heard
correctly.
me.
Now, the girl wants to know a number of things. What do you want? And how long are you going to be here? Right? Because she doesn't want to talk to you the whole night. You're a weirdo, not interested. So here's what happens. I'm going to do something called a false time. Sorry, I'm blocking you, Polly. I'm going to do something called a false time constraint. Okay? So what this means is I'm going to rock this way while I talk to you. I'm going to say, I only got a second, but I'm just going to ask you a dumb question. What do you like more? Red apples or green apples? I only got a second. I got to get back to my friend. Go, quick.
Red.
Oh, my God, red. That's so phenomenal. So you see how I rock this way? I'm not going to stay. And you could tell, actually, if a girl's interested in you because if I step back, she'll take a step forward. Juliana knows. Yeah, you see Polly's face? He's blown. You can say
It's a strategy of mine. It's completely different. I don't even like. It's
No,
completely
tell
different.
me. I'd love to hear it.
I never thought about it like that, but for me, like I don't come off with your general like your normal like hit on you line where you feel like, oh, you know, I just got hit
Like
on
you're
again.
so beautiful.
Yeah, to me, yeah, I've never done that. I feel like it's just like corny. It's too cliche to do, and I don't know. I kind of ask like a random question, or if like I, you know, see a song come on, or they're like dancing to it or singing to it, like I'll make a joke or something, or you know, if I want to do something smooth and like I'm with my buddies in the bar, you know, and there's say 2-3 girls, you know, I'll tell the bartender, hey, send them around, you know.
Sure.
You know, whether it's, you know,
Does
like
that work for you?
yeah, I mean, for initial conversation, absolutely.
Okay.
Without, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's 100% rate that it works, but
Here's the thing: when you buy girls' drinks, you're buying time, right? So now they have to kind of talk to you, unless they're bitches, right? They're like, "Thanks for drink, bye."
right. But see what I did? I made you now. It's like you got to come say something.
Yes,
so now it's like
you
I have
buy time.
that's my gateway to open
Yep.
it up. So now once I have that,
You have to perform.
now
though.
from for me, I'm like, you know, it's a wrap for
You
me.
have to perform. Yeah, that's
much.
the thing. I'm just checking here to see if you got any questions here for you guys. Everyone says you look savage. Gianna says.
Super savage.
She
Savage
says
for
laughing my
life.
ass off feet. Gianna.
Shout out to Jimmy at Monroe's for the feed comment.
Gianna tag Jimmy.
I'm gonna be checking. Just so you guys know, I'm gonna be checking pretty frequently for any questions that you guys have for them or me.
Definitely.
Feel free to literally ask anything. I don't care. This is a no holds bar. We could say whatever. Because the internet radio, we don't have rules.
Yeah,
It's-
cool.
It's the best. But no, that's pretty good. That's just the main thing. Now you have to perform and keep the girl's interest.
Right.
Because she's already on the defense. Even when you buy her the drink, she's like, okay, he bought me a drink. He's probably interested in me. So she's still going to be on the defense. But she's like, I have to be nice.
But you
because
kind of
he
have the
bought me a
upper
drink.
hand. I feel like now I have more of the upper hand, like because now I could initiate and direct that however I want to go. Whether I fail or whether I succeed, I feel now that I'm more comfortable
You
because
have, I wouldn't say the upper hand. I would say you absolutely have the gate open.
that's what I meant by
Yeah.
having the upper hand. That's
She has the
I'm
upper
in like
hand
control to
because
start it.
She
now.
knows that you're interested. So she
Right,
has
right,
the upper
right.
hand at that point. But if you came up to her and then you showed disinterest, then in turn you would have the upper hand. Me too. If you put, I hate girls too. If you put a ball in the center of the floor, right? You just leave it alone. The cat will play with the ball, and then it'll get bored and it'll walk away. But if you keep the ball moving, the cat will play all day long, right? Now, if you take a cat, put it in your lap, the cat jumps off. If a cat jumps in your lap and you put it on the floor, the cat jumps back on your lap. Women are like cats, pretty much. And this
Clingy and needy.
Yes, but only on their terms, right? Only on their
Right,
terms,
yeah.
not on
When
yours.
they want it.
So when you're in that position, I mean, that's why a lot of guys are like, "Oh my God, she's so annoying," because they got to the point to where she's now comfortable enough with you to be like that. Coach, and they talk. They'll come back and be like, "Oh, she was such a bitch," and I'm like, "Well, that's partially your fault, one, right? Because I believe that you should take blame in most of the stuff you do, because she's not going to be a bitch to everybody. She will open her legs for somebody, right?
Oh,
Why
yeah.
can't that person be you, right? Why can't it? It's just the way you came off, how your body language, what you decided to say. You're talking about religion and politics, which I had this guy who always used to do that, and I had to like karate chop him.
That's a
every
no-no.
2 weeks. Yeah. So he was like, "Who'd you guys vote for?" I'm like, why would you?
It's like the worst thing to start a
That's
conversation.
a terrible
with.
topic.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
I don't even know what I would do if someone asked me that. I would probably just turn around and walk away.
I don't want to talk about this.
100%.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude. Just book it. Leave town.
They tell all 5 friends, don't talk to him. He's going to talk to you about
I was
politics.
gonna talk about politics. Don't talk to him yet.
Should we name the 5 friends?
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
No comment. No comment on that. That's.
So Juliana, has anyone ever approached you and was able to swoon you?
Not really. I mean,
Well, you're in a tough position because you're a bartender, so you have to
Yeah.
like pretend flirt
I'm
and
like-
all that good shit.
I feel like the people I've dated, I've kind of known for a little bit before that, whether I was like friends with them or known them through other people. It's never been
Sure.
like
Spontaneous.
I'm at a club and some random person I've never heard of. It's West Palm.
No, yeah,
That's
for
probably
sure.
the main reason
For
why
sure, yeah.
you know everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty small. I agree.
So it's like, oh, I already know who this person is. Not ever like.
Has a girl ever approached you?
Yeah, actually.
She's
Yeah.
like, "What's good, Polly?"
Yeah.
I hope not.
No, not like that. that I'm like looking the other way. I can't deal with that shit. Give me a
Not
headache.
interested. I have a boyfriend.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, this girl's ratchet. I can't do that. That's one thing I can't do.
So girls approach you?
I've had some. Yeah,
Do you remember a time?
absolutely.
How's it work?
Honestly, yeah, I actually did. You know, when I used to bartend at the club downtown in Monarchy, there'd be times that, I just flirt with, some girls that were having some drinks, shoot them a wink or two. And then, for some reason, some things work, man. I don't know.
You're right.
But they just, throughout the night, wound up coming up, slip the name number on a piece of paper.
Slip something in there, Drew.
Yeah. I'm getting all of them to come home with me tonight. Every single one.
All 5 friends.
I got my boy working for me, bringing them to my car as they're all passed out.
Come on.
So
load 'em
fucked
in.
up. Nah, but I've had it where, obviously, oh, do you have a pen and paper, or you know what's gonna happen from there. But yeah, I've had a couple times where they've given me their number. You know what the crazy thing is I've never hit one up.
Wow.
Yeah, never.
That is pretty crazy. Do you think that's just because the girls that typically are like that are not very attractive?
No, some of them really were attractive. Solid 8s.
Sure.
Even 7s. But I don't know. I feel like that's too thirsty. Like for I don't think there's anything wrong with that if they're comfortable or confident in like that. If they feel like in that instance I'm working, I might not have the time to do it, and they might want to. But I just feel it's too easy for a girl to do that.
Sure.
I want a little bit of a chase.
So it kind of puts a red flag in your head.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
No, I would agree. A lot of girls don't realize that either, is that, you kind of felt, that feeling that you go through is kind of how the girl feels. Like, this guy's coming up to me, hitting on me. Like, he probably does this with all the girls.
Right.
That's just how he is, right? He's a player. I hate him. But
Such a piece of shit.
yeah. And you're right, because I've had girls, do the same, where they're like ready, and I see it, and then it makes me kind of nervous now. I take a step back and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Like, why is this girl so easy?
Yeah.
Like, something's wrong with her now. Like,
Right.
She either got diseases or something that I don't know about. So it's like, immediately I tiptoe back. I had this one girl. Well, me and you are in we're in the same realm, but the reason why girls approach us would be 2 different things. Because I'm an entertainer, so I dance. I'm sure you see me. I mean, I've seen you Running Man and stuff too. So
Yeah. I got some things I could do.
You're about that life. So I get different things. I get really aggressive, touchy girls, like really aggressive, touchy girls. Smack my butt and like grab my junk and like just a lot of like aggressive, weird stuff to the point where it's like now it's annoying. Like at first it was like cute, like 10 years ago, and now it's like just obnoxious and annoying. And I'm gonna be like, I'm not a piece of meat, you know. It's like, don't objectify me. But
this ain't free. Where the dollar bills at, girl?
Yeah, for real. So it's like I get what you're saying. Like when it gets to that point, and I get this thing with girls. I can always tell a girl likes me because when we're dancing or whatever, I see that how she looks at me. There's this like face that they give.
Yeah.
Right. It's almost like she's hungry, you know, and she's kind of like lost in the sauce. But then after that, she always comes up to me and she's like, "You're such a good dancer." And I'm like, "Thanks." Like I hear that all the time. Kind of like when a guy's like, "Oh my God, I love your eyes," or "Nice boobs." You know, you're like, "Thanks." I hear that all the time. "Nice shoes." "Thanks." It's like means nothing. It's empty, right? That's another. We'll talk about that too. Compliments and what's good and what's bad. But then she follows up with this. "I want to learn to dance so bad." And I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah. Can you teach me? Do you do classes?" I'm like, "You're just trying to smash." Never once have I ever taught a girl how to dance. I've had sex with a lot of girls. But I've not taught them how to dance.
Never made it to the dance class.
No, never made it to dance class. No. But they're trying to find a common ground. You know, guys do the same thing. You know, they try to find a common ground. Like, "Oh, that's interesting. I'd like to know more about that."
Not at all.
No.
I mean, it's cute. It's flattering. You know, but eventually when you hear it after a while, it becomes old and predictable. Nobody likes that. No one likes predictability. That's boring. But we were talking about compliments before. You said something about that. Or I said something about it. Excuse me. With compliments, a lot of times guys stick to physical compliments. I find that girls respond better to things that people don't normally notice. So something like, for instance, like I always say, yeah, I don't always say, but I used to use a line when I would go up to a group of girls. Like, "You know what I noticed about you?" And girls are always like, "What?" Always interested in that because they want to know. And I say nothing and I leave. Oh. Works every time.
Gotcha, bitch.
Use it. Use it. No, I always say, "I notice," or I'll say, "You know what I noticed about you?" She says, "What?" I said, "You look like you're the leader of all your friends, and I love that about you. Please don't change it." And then like I kind of take a little step back and I'll talk to him. I have a wingman. So, well, who you met? You know Demo. Yeah. And I'll sit back, I talk to him, and the girl usually will re-engage. She's like, "Why do you say that?" Now I'm letting her come into me. I'm not coming into her anymore, right? So as soon as she comes to me, then I give her good body language back, good behavior. Like it's like training, right? People are very much like animals. It's kind of dumb. But from there on, I complimented her. I gave her a positive label. So now she has to accept that label. So what I did there is now when her friends leave to the bathroom, she doesn't have to go also, right? Because she's the leader. She depicts things now. Even if she's not, she is now because she wants to be, because she doesn't want to let me down. Because I gave her a positive compliment. It's called positive labeling. People do it all the time, especially in marketing and stuff. You seem like a smart guy. Oh, yes. Yeah. Now they're a smart guy, so now they're thinking that they're making smart decisions when in reality they're not. Or you know what I like about you, Juliana? You have a great sense of humor. Now she has to, right? Even if she doesn't, now she's going to laugh at my jokes when she may not find them that funny. But shut your mouth, Juliana. Sometimes you have to say stuff like that too. But no, compliments are huge. They're very important, but they have to be meaningful. And they have to be something that somebody doesn't compliment them on all the time. Like if a girl has nice eyes, "Your eyes are so beautiful." She's like, "Oh, yeah, I know. I heard that all the time." Or if she has cool hair, like, "Oh my God, your hair is really awesome." Or if you do say that, "You know what I like about your hair?" That's way better than saying, "Oh, I really like your hair." Because now she's curious. Now you're building, some sort of rapport, some sort of conversation. She's like, "What?" "That you look like trash." And leave. Sleep with you immediately, Polly. Trust me.
Note to self.
But I want to talk about the friend zone. Juliana doesn't think it's possible, right? No, it's possible because we proved that.
Okay. No, I don't know. It depends.
It depends on what.
I feel like when I become friends with guys, I like put them in two categories. Like there's the ones I know I'll never ever have that interest in, or there's the ones that like know everything about me, and not this one knows everything about me. Brother, never could do it. Cool. Love you. But then there's the ones I meet I'm like, one day.
Maybe, yeah.
And then, usually happens.
Sure. So
you
I think
kind of like
way.
determine what your relationship with a guy is when you meet him, like in your head. All girls do.
Absolutely.
All girls do it in their
It's
head.
very quick.
They're like, would I ever do that?
Yeah,
you always think about it. Same with guys when they meet the girls.
Yeah.
Like when you become friends with a girl, you're like, would I ever want that?
Yeah. Have you ever left the friend zone?
I pretty much either get it, or if I don't, I just move on. I don't really, push. I don't push. I'm not at all. I kind of just like kick back. If it happens, it happens. I don't really like to be too, aggressive with it.
Persistent.
And like seem like you're desperate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's talk about how to get out of the friend zone. Because I've done it. I've helped many people do it. It's very possible. I've seen it with my own two eyes. How? It's a very good question. Thank you for asking. The way that it happens is a few things. So you get in the friend zone. The best thing to do is 1, work on yourself, and 2, stop talking to the person that you're friends with. And it has to be for a while, like about 2-3 months. Most of the time, she won't really miss you that much, because you're kind of more just a convenience. I mean, there's few and far between where girls are really good friends with guys, and they're just like, let's hang out, let's go do this, let's go do that, unless they're gay. They're like, let's go shopping and blah, blah, blah. Not that straight guys would do that, because I have girls hitting me up to go shopping and stuff too. But we're speaking in generals, obviously. So you have to stop talking to them for a little while. Minimum at least 2 or 3 months. After that, and in that 2 or 3 months, build yourself. Become somebody who you think is like what I would do to help guys is I would have them pick a role model and be as close to that role model as possible. How they dress, what they would do, how they think, because it really helps guys understand confidence. So when I was younger, and I developed this, I decided that I wanted to pick James Bond. He's like fucking cool as shit, right? Like no matter what, girls talk shit to him, he's always something to say back, and then he ends up sleeping with them, and he's in cool cars, he's got money, dresses nice. So I said, I'm gonna start dressing nice. I'm gonna start caring about the way I look. I'm gonna have a talent. I'm gonna have a passion. I'm gonna start pushing things. Hence why most of the time I go out, I'm always dressed in some sort of jacket or whatever. I mean, most of the time. Sometimes I have my bum days where I just don't care. So pick that. Build yourself within those 3 months. Once you build yourself within those 3 months, build your confidence. But before I actually push forward, let's talk about how we fall into the friend zone. That's a really good question. How does it happen? 1, the guy doesn't convey enough interest, serious interest. 2, he doesn't touch enough, which is called kino. So like, what's interest? So if the girl indicates interest in the beginning, let's say I approach Juliana, she's indicating interest in me, which usually goes along the lines of, what's your name, how old are you, what do you do for a living? She touches me. There's certain things that girls do when they play with their hair. Now girls will say, I play with my hair all the time, but there's a difference. It's a very awkward play with your hair. It's kind of just like, I'm not really comfortable, but I'm doing it because it's a genetic grooming trigger. Girls just feel like they have to look good, right? So they do things like that, or they'll scratch their back, or they'll scratch their wrist, they'll play with their jewelry. They'll be jittery, they'll bite their lip. There's a lot of things that girls can do to really convey interest besides, I really like you, because girls are really not that upfront. They don't have to be. It's the game. They're more socially savvy than we are from a younger age, and they maintain that social savviness throughout time. So if she shows any interest, then I show interest in return. 50-50 investment, right? So she says, how old are you? I say, I'm 20 years old. How old are you? She says, I'm this. Usually I like to play games and make things fun, more interactive than just being like bland answer, bland answer, bland answer. Maybe I'll try to get a little bit out of her. Maybe I'll pull a little bit. Maybe I'll be the annoying guy who's like, guess. Just depending how interested she is, I say guess. If she's really not that interested, then I'll try something else. Like, that's a really good question. Why do you want to know? Things like that. Because when you say guess, girls are like, oh, I don't want to play this, right? I don't want to play this game. Funny. and you're like, oh, okay, bye, which I've done, and that's actually worked for me one time really well. Where the girl was, I was like, guess, and she's like, okay. She's like, oh, I don't want to play this game. And I'm like, okay, bye. And I left, and she came back. She's like, wait, I was just kidding. And right there, obviously, she was interested in me because she had enough time to pull me back. So indicating interest. Now, that's a very fine art because you can't be too much. Like, oh my God, you should be full of. You can't be too much. You have to do it very savvy. The reason why guys fall in the friend zone is because they don't indicate enough interest, and they don't strike when the iron is hot. So if the girl's giving you all these signs, but you're too nervous, you miss it, she cools down, and then puts you in the friend zone because you haven't pushed or made any commitment. And then there's another option where when you meet, you literally convey zero interest, and then later on you find her attractive and she doesn't because you've already... Time she sees you, or he sees you, you look good. You know, you act nice. You have this confidence, this aura. Have you ever like talked to a guy and like for some reason like you're just like so attracted to him? There's like an energy to him. You know, maybe a confidence or maybe a you know what I mean? Like, have you ever had?
I think I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that, or it's just
A
like
little bit.
almost like I don't know why I like him?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure she has. Absolutely. Like, that's a hands down. Facts. You want to know what though? I think that, you know, it's not that bad also to be in the friend zone. I think there's a lot of perks for it too.
There is a lot of perks.
There's a lot of perks. Think about it. If you're in the friend zone,
yeah,
if you're in the friend zone, now you have, and especially if she's hot, now she has hot friends. So now if you guys are friends and now she gets to know you as a friend, then she turns around and tells her friends like, oh, this is a good guy, I want to set you up with somebody. And then sometimes you don't even have to do it. You just did it from her and she pretty much got you your next smash or girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah, there is.
So like I thought that's a perk for me. I love having girlfriends.
We have a lot of teamwork.
I love having girls that are just friends, like, you know what I'm saying, especially her, like that's like my rider, that's my best friend, you know, she knows everything, you know, and that's cool to have that. And now she also has networking of friends, so sometimes it's easier instead of going and have to do the whole approach and go out and, you know.
You're right, it is
so
easier.
I like it. So thanks, I love you.
It worked for both of us. I think
Yeah,
it's friendship.
yeah, 100%, definitely paid off.
You're right. You know, having girls, in my world we call those girls pivots. They help you get laid.
Is that me?
Yeah, it's like the 1-2 punch. It's like, you know, it's like Shaq and Kobe.
For sure.
Yeah, you know, or LeBron and Wade.
For real, that's exactly how it is.
wanna
And
be
like I
Dwayne
said,
Wade.
right, the whole pre-selection thing. So
Right.
even if all the girls are your friends, you know, the girls that see you from the outside, they don't know that. You know?
Right.
And me and you have the same pretty much girlfriends on both ends, like with, you know, Tanisha and Monica and all them, which I love both.
Always.
Love them.
Especially Tanisha, that's my girl. But yeah, those are good-looking girls. Those are
Absolutely.
great girls
They
to
are.
have.
100%.
As you know, in the beginning, you know, a guy thinks like you said in the beginning, you know, should I be with this girl? Should I even try? Should I not? Am I interested? Am I not? And sometimes, you know, it doesn't matter how good-looking the girl is. It's just like there's something that's not there, so you just don't even push.
Yes. Yeah.
And you want it to be, but it's not.
Yeah.
So
felt like that lately.
sometimes you just put them in the friend zone. You know, guys do it too. Happens all the time.
Sometimes it's easier too. You don't have to go through all like the bullshit, and then like if shit goes sour, you don't have to ruin something that like, you know, you had a good, you know, stable foundation with somebody.
Sometimes it works better that way.
Yeah, sometimes it does. It really does. And
yeah,
less headache.
Yeah, sometimes it works better. Let's see if we got any questions here from the people. We got a lot of shit talking for sure. Let's see. Nito said, "What's up? What's up, Nito? How you doing?"
Nito, baby.
I love
Thanks
you.
for tuning in.
What up?
Alistair says you look like a mummy.
Oh yeah, young mummy savage, Alistair.
Yeah, mummy's
Remember the savage part. Don't forget it.
yeah, everyone seems to pretty much be talking shit. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Sounds like our friends.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. You know what I'm saying? I could take it. I like when people talk shit and I can talk shit back.
But that's a good quality to have.
Absolutely.
Girls talk a lot of shit too.
Absolutely.
All the time.
I love when they talk shit. To be honest with you, I mean, I get a kick out of it.
Yeah,
I play back with it all the time.
Me too. I love it. I love when girls challenge me. Like, that's my favorite thing. I like to consider myself a witty individual. Like, there's not many times I'm gonna say there's 0 times where you hear me not have something to say back. That's just my personality.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And I studied that. Like, I wasn't born that way. Like, when I was younger, I was very shy, very reserved.
Yeah,
Were you
I
like
can
that
relate
too?
to. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can relate to that. I think I broke out. Actually, when I moved down here, and then I got into like a couple sport travel teams and whatnot, and like was starting to be around new people. Cause I was also a new kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with most of these people.
You can be whoever you want to
So
be.
yeah, so I kind of was like, oh, I could start fresh, and I think that's what made me break out
Yeah.
of the shell, and then from there, I didn't have a problem since.
Yeah, for me, it was around when I was like 17, 18 years old. I was kind of a late bloomer. But I really found myself, and then I realized, what confidence can do for you. And the possibilities are endless.
100%.
In business, in money, like in girls, relationships, friends, whatever. Confidence. I think like a vest and a tie, and I wear jeans, like a crazy belt. And it was around that time where things were like loud and like, edgy. So I kind of did like a little mix of that. And I had like a mohawk thing. It was more like a faux hawk thing. I had a faux hawk. Like I was just very edgy, like an entertainer kind of deal. And I walked up to the front of the line. It was off the hook at the time when it was popping, and it mattered.
Yeah.
It was relevant.
Yeah.
That's never gonna happen again.
No. So I had the vest and tie on. Right? It was like a red, flashy, like satiny vest, very like loud. And then I had a red tie on, same color, with a black shirt, and I had like black jeans on or something with like red and black Converse.
Damn, you were doing it, kid.
No, I killed the game for sure.
For real.
I approve of the Converse.
Yeah. So this girl comes up to me, a really pretty girl. She goes, "Looks like you're going to prom." And I laughed. I smiled. I laughed. I looked at her, and I say to her,
The same face expression too.
I say to her, "You know what's funny is I was gonna invite you, but you're not dressed nice enough."
Slade.
Yep. After that, she gave me her number, and we did stuff. And then not immediately, obviously. It was through the night. Like, she wasn't like, "Oh, she gets her clothes." I can't believe you said that. No, it was because I called her on her shit, right? Like, I showed that I was unaffected. Like, I don't give a fuck what you say. It's like, if you're gonna dress, you're gonna be who you're gonna be. If you're gonna wear Converse in a dress, own that shit, right?
I do.
100%.
If you're gonna look like a mummy,
Yeah, you own it, man.
own that shit. And that's how you gotta be.
Eat
And
it
a lot
up.
of guys, they fail, and girls fail on that because they get self-conscious and they're worried about what other people think. Like, I'm like, "What's with the nails?" "Oh, I just thought, and I just wanted." It's like, just fucking be like, "'Cause I fucking love them. That's why, idiot." It's like, that's how. That's
Did
how
you pay
life
for them,
should
bitch?
be.
No.
No, I did. It's my body.
Yeah.
I get to choose. So many guys, like, I had this guy who always used to wear suspenders, and girls used to talk shit to him all the time. "Why are you wearing suspenders, you dork?" It's like, and he's like, "Oh, I just like them." It's like, well, duh, you're not getting laid. Like, you're not even confident about you. Like, what makes you think girls gonna be confident in you if you're not confident about yourself? No, it doesn't make any sense. So always, that's like the biggest. That's the biggest
I agree with that.
factor, I think, to relationships, dating, whatever. Have that unshakable confidence. People love it. They
I agree.
gravitate towards it. So for me, dancing was kind of a step in the right direction. We only got a few minutes left, but I kind of want to tell this story. I think that everyone should have a passion, regardless of what it is. Drawing, singing, dancing. If you collect bottle caps, I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever it is, if you love
Bottle
cars,
caps.
trucks, horses, mudding, I don't care what it is, country music, I don't give a fuck. Have a passion, okay? The reason why is because it makes you more interesting as a person in general. Because now you have something that you can teach me, right? You have something you can educate me on. Like I said, I don't care if it's bottle caps. Impress me, teach me, educate me. I'm very open-minded to that stuff. And I see a lot of people are. Like, I used to play video games professionally when I was younger. Yes, you can
like
play
that
video
Call of
games
Duty
professionally.
shit.
It was Gears of War,
Oh.
for those who want to know, and it was on Xbox. I was top 3 in the U.S. with my team, but it was an awesome lifestyle, and a lot of times, a lot of guys ask me like, "Oh, I bet you were, single." It's like, no, I had a girlfriend that.
He's like, I
traveled
just
with me.
whacked off a lot and played fucking Gears of War.
With my
I was
boys.
good. I was good. My forearms are huge.
It was ripped, yeah. No, yeah, but it's like, that doesn't mean shit. You know, it's like I played video games. I still had a hot girl next to me at all the events that the other nerd kids would be like, "Oh my god." There were nerd kids there for sure.
Grandma's boy.
But it didn't stop me because I had unshakable confidence. You know, I gave her what I did, made her appreciate it because I related it to her. You know, I wasn't just like, I play video games. It's like, you'll never guess what I do. She's like, what? I was like, you'll never guess. I'm like, what do all guys wish they could do? Have sex with a lot of girls? Wrong. Yes, I'm Bigelow. No, I would say I play video games professionally. And they're like, professionally? I'm like, yes, for money. I get paid. And you know what else I do? It's like, what? I travel. You do? Oh my god, that's so awesome. Yes, I know, it's exciting, blah, blah, blah. I'm sponsored by this and that and this. Really? Yes. Oh my god, that's so cool. Instead of being like, oh, I play video games. And they're like, okay. Like, no, I do it professionally. I do it for a living. Like, that's my shit. All guys wish they could do it, but I do it. You know, that makes it more, you know, interesting. And just being like, I play video games. I'm an engineer. You know, it's like, guess what I do? What? You know the water you drink? Yeah, I'm responsible for that. How? Because I work at the water plant, and I do the conductivity, the electric, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I set that up so you guys are able to have fresh drinking water. I'm a big deal. You know, it's like, that's fun. That's exciting. That's engaging. A lot of guys don't have that. A lot of it's dry and bland, and they have like this boring, like it's an art form, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You should be passionate about you as well as the person who's talking to you should be passionate about themselves and leak that all over your face.
Hey, 100%. I'm with. I do that. You know.
Good. Yeah. That's how it should be. You guys have any questions? Closing statements?
More like, does anybody have questions for us?
You got a minute to ask any question you want to. Let's see. We got people asking people. No one's asking you guys. That's okay.
Does he really look like a mummy?
That's what I've heard. That's the only reason I'm here to watch this. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Paulie.
Appreciate you, man.
Juliana.
Had a good time.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys had a great time. And if you guys have any questions, you can hit me up on any social media at Camilo Classics, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. It's all the same. You guys can also email me for course info. I do classes and group classes, or I do private classes. It's really up to you. And
can I just tell my buddy Jay something? Yeah, Jay, I still play CeeLo at least twice a week at my house. If you ever want to come lose some money, I've been taking people's money left and right, so come get it.
I actually just witnessed it the other day.
Yeah, $400 the other night, kid. Rolling 4, 5, 6, so you could get it.
All right. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, you guys can hit me up at pickupsociety@gmail.com. Hit me up for any information. If you have questions, you want to ask some things that'll be on the show, you can hit me up there too. Or leave it in the comments and I'll talk about it next show as well. But thank you so much, guys, again.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
And we'll talk to you guys next week.
Mother, I'm ill. 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 Get your ass in and let's ride. Come on, let's ride. Come on, let's
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. This is your host, Camilo. Thank you so much for tuning in to Palm Beach Radio's Social Dynamics. Thanks again, Juliana and Paulie, for being on the show. You guys did great. We got some good information. Thanks for keeping it honest. I really appreciate that always. You guys should check out Palm Beach Radio on Facebook. Like the page. You'll see everything there. They do also other shows as well. Also, hit me up at pickupsociety@gmail.com if you want to do any courses or classes. If you want to ask me any questions as well. I'm pretty friendly when it comes to that stuff. As well as palmbeachradio.com. If you hit watch on there, you could watch the live stream, as well as they have other shows and bios of other shows as well as mine. And I'll be doing a blog on there every week to kind of give some tips and kind of recap on the shows that we did prior to. See you guys next Monday, and thank you for tuning in. Bye.